It's a return to Jefferson, Pennsylvania, and the White Rose Motorcycle Club is hosting their All-Star Challenge. It is the penultimate round, as our British colleagues would say, of the championship in the AMA Hillclimb. I'm Brian Drever, pleased as always that you have joined us for what is one of our very favorite kinds of racing here on MavTV. As final preparations are made, you want to safety wire that throttle grip, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And that is Phil Libhart, defending champ in one class, leading points in another. Here are the points for the extreme class. Libhart sits in second position, although he carries the number one as last year's champion. It is Nathan Redmond aboard Dr. Bob's bike that's on top of the chart. And in the unlimited class, there is Libhart leading the championship on the big bike with Alex Benner and Sean Farnsworth in striking distance. And this championship has been very close.
I like it a lot better since they put the corners in and the other jumps and stuff. I haven't looked at it today. They said they made some changes, but typically I like the stuff you have to ride more so than just sit back and hang on. Anybody can get lucky, you know what I mean? Can you do it several times, That's what the All-Star is all about. Can you do it more than one time, So, I don't know. Typically I usually do pretty good at the All-Star, so I'm hoping to do good today.
Here's what the All-Star format is about. Everybody gets 2 runs, but the top 10 get a bonus third run. All 3 will count towards points for the championship, but there's a cash bonus for that third All-Star run. So preparations are being made. They're changing the gearing. They're getting set to go here at Jefferson, PA. Hillclimb on Mav is brought to you by Suzuki, maker of performance-driven motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles. And by Lucas Oil Products, made in the USA, sold to the world. Oh yeah, there's always a big crowd on hand here at Jefferson, PA, and the All-Star Challenge brings out Hillclimb fans from everywhere. We're going to go right to the action as Shane Green draws the number 1 start position on the 45 machine. He's out of Georgetown, Illinois, goes up over the first kicker, always an important part of this course. Now, well, that's an important part of the course too. And Shane has failed to negotiate it at 240 feet. That's going to be his first run. And here goes Phil Libhart, wearing the number 1. He is the defending champion on the small bike, the extreme class it's called, up over the first kicker, modulates the throttle. You got to keep the back wheel on the ground. Now you're digging. Land that thing nice on the back tire. Here's the turn he was talking about, where you have to ride the bike up the hill. You can't just twist the throttle and hang on. A 9.311. Chances are they're going to go a little bit quicker than that, but he's got a good solid run in for his first one. Chris Van Heining out of Dansville, New York on a Honda number 10. Up the hill he goes. Again, very slowly over that first lip. Can't carry too much speed or you'll just plant it into the second face. Here's the left-hand turn. He's still digging. And Van Heining's got a pretty good run going. A 94, 9.436. Latkovic, Jacob Latkovic out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Also on a Honda. 4th man up the hill. Eases over the first kicker and nails the gas. Makes a right turn and now back to the left, up over the top he goes. Struggling just a little bit on that second kicker. Lost all kinds of speed. This is not going to be a great run for Latkovic. And he'll come out of there with a 12.69. Rodney Smith out of Glenrock, PA on a BSA. Birmingham Small Arms Company making some great motorcycles. Libhart runs a Triumph. This is a similar machine, but not nearly the same result. Only 90 feet for Rodney Smith. That's as far as he's going on that one. And here's Anthony DeHart. He's got the mohawk under the helmet. He's got the mohawk on the helmet. He's got the wild child style. Up and over he goes. He's quick on the gas, digging himself a little groove over the top of that first kicker, and now he's really nailing it. Has to bend it to the left a little bit, and as he launches over the top, it's a 9.13 for Anthony DeHart. And Tiger Strank on a borrowed bike this week, running a Harley-Davidson powered machine. The number 47 that belongs to Sean Farnsworth. Let's see if Tiger Strank can beat the man who owns the bike. We'll see Sean coming up on this same machine. 1 leg off the peg. He's up over the top. And Tiger with a 10.077. He'll want a little bit better than that. Tiger's been on and off a lot of different equipment this season after riding Dr. Bob's oh-so-fast Yamahas and earning a championship a year ago. Colby McCutcheon out of West Virginia on a KTM. KTM 4-stroke in his case. Mixture of 2-stroke and 4-stroke machines certainly depends on what the rider likes. An 8.76 That is a very fast run for him. And now goes Nathan Redmond on the Dr. Bob Yamaha. He's had some pretty good success on the smaller bike, the 600. That fire-breathing 1,000 in the big class is something he's still trying to come to grips with, but watch Nathan Redmond go to work on this one. He pops over the top with a 954. And right now, your leader is Colby McCutcheon. Michael Farnsworth. Farnsworth riding the number 27 machine out of Dorchester, New Hampshire. Kawasaki makes a U-turn out of bounds at 160 feet. And the catchers give him a pat on the back. Good effort. Better luck next time. Paul Copps has had a miserable season by Paul Copps standards so far this year on his Harley-Davidson number 5 out of Twin Lake, Michigan. Copps up and over the second kicker. Now he's making the right-hand turn. Heading up over the top. Leaps to a 9.235. Pretty solid in the top 10, and that's really what these guys are trying to do. Nail a top 10 run, come back with a cash bonus. First run of the Extreme class continuing here in front of a typically large crowd at the All-Star Challenge. The White Rose Motorcycle Club doing such a great job of putting this event together. Here is Sean Farnsworth on a 47 machine, but not the same one that Tiger Strength took to the top of the hill. Farnsworth up and over the second kicker, and now heading for the checkered flag. He makes it. Good complete run and a 9.59 in the top 10 for now for Sean Farnsworth as he shuts it down. Matt Luna on the familiar number 66 Kawasaki out of Muskegon, Michigan. Oh, little bit of a hitch in the lower part of the hill there. He's lost some time and some momentum, but he makes a 10.37. Look pretty good. Matt Luna knows he's got some work to do to make sure he's in the top 10. Here's Todd Libhart, brother of Phil, out of Maytown, PA, on another one of those typically beautiful Triumph machines. And Todd Libhart is going to take it over the top, 10.35 with an 8. So under 10 seconds is looking pretty solid. Over 10, you're going to have to make a quicker run second time around. Here's Chris Wall out of Ontario, New York on a Honda 4-stroke. A lot of modified dirt bikes in the small class here, as opposed to purpose-built hill climbers that some of the guys put together. And with a long swing arm and a big single-cylinder engine, Christopher Wall goes 11.498. And here's Greg Coyne out of Boyertown, PA. Also a Honda, this time a 2-stroke. So he ring-a-ding-dings his way up the hill on the 169 machine, trying to find some traction, and he's lost almost all the momentum. Now he's starting to pick up just a little bit of something as he rides around the weeds, but he's going to stall it out and fall back at 280 feet. Greg Coyne will need a good second run to make the bonus round. Here's Kevin Cox on a 2-stroke Kawasaki. Easing out of the throttle over that second kicker, nails the gas again. Now he's got some traction to try to drive it up the last part of the hill. Kevin Cox out of Huntington, Maryland over the top at a 9.77. It's kind of on the border of being a top 10 run right now. And Mike Livingston will see if he can improve on that. He's out of Harrisburg, PA, the state capital, and rides a Honda. Livingston, an agonizingly short run. He's mad at himself there. To make a mistake that low down on the hill has got to be frustrating and downright maddening. Here goes Scott Campbell. Campbell out of Sissonville, West Virginia. Scott Wentz Jr. out of Johnstown, PA, supposed to run there in the order, but he has skipped this one. So Campbell gets a little bit of an earlier run at the hill on his Honda 2-stroke number 72 over the top. 9.31, good run for Scott Campbell. That could do him well and has him solidly in the top 10 right now. Adam Doublestein, another one out of Michigan, and the final competitor in our first run on his Kawasaki. He's a little to the right and almost comes to a stop on the second lip, but he's got some momentum driving it to the top, and oh, he made it. He just barely broke the timing light at a 12:075 before tumbling over backwards. Take another look. He ran into problems down low, got over there on that side hill a little bit, had to put his feet down to make sure he stayed on the course, and he just launched the front wheel through the lights before he ran out of momentum, and down he goes. That last face is pretty stiff. There you see the timing light that he broke, and now they're trying to collect his bike and get it back to the bottom so he can try again. It's going out on the hook. Moving on to the first runs with the big bikes, the unlimited class coming up next. A lot of competitors just kind of hanging around down at the bottom, a lot of folded arms, and Michael Farnsworth gets to be the first one up the hill on his Yamaha. Farnsworth normally number 27, and you can see that on his back protector there, but he's riding bike number 63. And up and over he goes. Farnsworth with a decent run at a 1077. Big bike and more horsepower doesn't necessarily mean a faster run. We'll see how these guys do. Here's Joey Howard out of Muskegon, Michigan on a Harley-powered machine. Oh, he got way over to the left and cased it right on the first lift there. That is a very short run for him. Needs the catchers to get over there and drag him out of the way. So at 45 feet, Joey Howard, that long wheelbase and that steep lip is going to be a problem for some of these guys if they get over there and don't quite carry enough air. Idea is keep the front wheel up in the air just a little bit, land the back wheel, and then nail the gas. Nathan Redmond knows how it's done. This is Dr. Bob's big fire-breathing 1,000, though. Let's see if Redmond's coming to terms with this thing. Nathan Redmond with an 887, throwing rocks and dirt at the guys at the top. And Shane Green out of Georgetown, Illinois. Next. Digging his way out of the rut, right over the most popular part of that first lip. Now he's riding the thing up through the lights at a 9:089. Quick time for the first run so far. And here's Anthony DeHart. Love watching Big Anthony ride. He is a wild man. He's got a very aggressive style. And he's got a good run going right here for Dr. Bob, the guy that builds that machine.
Could be a little faster, but he rode great. Hopefully he's coming back. He had off and on this year account. His dad was sick, and hopefully his mind's back in it.
Well, Dad's back with him, and Anthony has been riding well for the last couple of rounds. Here goes Paul Copps. Harley-Davidson power. For the man out of Twin Lake, Michigan. A little bit of a hard landing there, but he absorbs it nicely through the lights, up to the top. 881 for Copps. That's a little quicker than a couple of guys, but not quite as fast as Anthony DeHart, who's got the quick time. Here's Tiger Strang, carrying the #1 plate, defending champ on the big bike, won the title on Dr. Bob's big Yamaha last year, but has switched to his own equipment, and he goes 885 to make a first run. Again, the idea being to make it into the top 10, so you go to that third and final cash bonus round. Phil Libhart leads the championship in the unlimited class and defends the title in extreme. Always a contender. Libhart not looking all that quick on this run. And a 10:032 is going to be a disappointing one for Phil Libhart. That's right, Hillclimb on MavTV. Jerry Bennett out of Columbus, Ohio, just fell right over. 18 feet? You got to be kidding me. It's got to be one of the shortest runs of the season. Well, the crowd's looking forward to more, and we've got it for you. The rest of the unlimited class coming up. AMA Hillclimb Championship Round 6. There's one more to go. Yeah, eat those wings as fast as you can. All kinds of stuff going on here, including chicken wing eating contest. Here's Van Heining out of Dansville, New York. Either that or it was one of the competitors who's up next. Hard to say. Van Heining got a pretty good run looking here. Oda crossing his way to the top with a 9.508. Solid in the top 10 for the New Yorker on the Yamaha. Adam Doublestein out of Michigan on a Harley-Davidson powered machine. Number 95, Doublestein looking for a good run here, trying to get to the top 10, the bonus round. Remember, the top 10 go to a third run. Everybody gets two. We're in the first one right now. Here comes Adam Doublestein, 9.866, and he fell right over, but it was after the finish line. A little bit of a landing up there. It's sometimes tough to make. Colby McCutcheon out of West Virginia. Dirty Dan's racing on the tank. McCutcheon. Oh, yeah. That's the way you do it. 8.419, current leader, Colby McCutcheon. Scott Campbell, also out of West Virginia and also on a Suzuki. Over the top he goes. Campbell, pretty good looking run going here. Solidly in the top 10. Yes, 8.67. Under 9 seconds, pretty well guaranteed to put you in the bonus round here. You got 2 tries to get there. Here comes Alex Benner out of Niles, Michigan. Benner always quick on this hill. Podium here last time around with a 3rd place finish back in June. Over the top he goes with an 8.58, delivered as promised, and let's take another look at this. Alex Benner, feathering that throttle, lands it nice on the gas, here he goes. It's always a search for traction. Look at that busy right hand that Benner's got going on. He's feeling the traction. When it starts to let go, he backs off the gas. When it lands again, he twists it tight. And here comes Matt Luna. Luna looking for another podium here as well. He was a 3rd place finisher in the extreme class last time out at Jefferson. Had a little bit of a rough go the last couple of times out, including collecting a course worker. We're proud to report both Matt and the worker are just fine. 10.49, he's going to need more to make that bonus round. Sean Farnsworth out of Rumney, New Hampshire. Harley-Davidson power for him. Stabbing gears, lands it hard, lost a lot of momentum there. Heading for the fireman, makes a right turn and misses him. And now up through the timing light, he makes it with an 11.335. Looking down at the bike, but he was having some difficulty there, stomping on the shifter. David Price out of Maryland. Normally runs the 55, no number plate on a borrowed bike. And up over the top he goes with the Harley-Davidson at 9.899. And for David Price, not a great run, but there's another one yet to come. We're going back to the extreme class. One run from each division is complete. We return to the top of the order in extreme class. There's that good-looking crowd down there enjoying a picnic afternoon here with their favorite form of entertainment, the AMA Hillclimb Championship. Shane Green at 240 feet. The first time up the hill, needs a big improvement to make it to the top 10. He's going to need something in the low 9s to get there. Let's see if he can make it. Up over the top he goes, not for lack of effort if he doesn't. Oh, he's creeping up the left side of that little groove there, and a 10.07 is going to be pretty borderline, considering that the fastest time was under 9 seconds. Here goes Phil Libhart. Libhart first time around with a 9.31. He's got something quicker going this time. Good traction coming off the turn, carrying a lot of speed through the lights. An 8.38 for Libhart, and that is going to eclipse the fast time from the first run set by McCutcheon at an 8.76. So Libhart is our new leader at 8.38. Chris Van Heining, 9.4, first time around on the number 10 machine. Van Heining, though, off the track this time at 200 feet. So a 9.43, he's got to hope that's fast enough to make it to the bonus round. Jacob Latkovic coming up next. Latkovic with a 12.69 on the first run. Needs a big improvement to make it to the bonus round. And that doesn't look all that quick. 11:34. I'd have guessed maybe a 10-second run, but 11:34, the clock doesn't lie. Rodney Smith, 90 feet the first time around. Yeah, he needs more than that. Smith up and over the first kicker. And he's beat his first run already. But he's got a lot of weaving going on back there. When the bike's going sideways, it's not going forward, and forward is the way to make a quick time as he lays it down on the side hill and hangs on with that loose rock avalanche, dragging him down. 13:35. He did make it through the lights. There they are right there, the tripod with the photocell on it. And here's Anthony DeHart. Fast or slow, he's entertaining. He had a 9:13 the first time around. See how he goes. Looking like the Anthony DeHart that we're used to seeing. Oh, that cost him a little bit of time, but he pops over the top with a 9:03 this time. So an improvement and likely into the bonus round. Tiger Strength, a 10:07. He needs more. Only one rider under 9 seconds. The first time around, that was Colby McCutcheon. We've already got an 8:38 by Libhart. And this one, a little knack-knack at the top with an 8:904. He's happy about that, and he knows he's going to the bonus round that time. Colby McCutcheon, here is that sub-9-second run first time around. He was the leader. He's still solidly in the top 10 with that first run time, although it's been eclipsed by the 8:38 that we just saw by Libhart. McCutcheon, 8:64. That's in the ball game, no question about it. Here's Nathan Redmond with a 9:54. Good enough to put him in the bonus round, but he would like to dial this Dr. Bob bike in just a little harder and see if he can improve. He does. That's going to be a good one. An 8:59 for Nathan Redmond. Solidly in the hunt. There's Libhart with Michael Farnsworth, who kicked out at 160 feet first time around. Farnsworth not particularly quick on the green 27, rides a wheelie. Oh, that's an interesting line. And I think those fans over there on that side of the track would agree. They didn't expect they'd see anybody that up close and personal. Farnsworth with an 11:26. Here's Paul Cobbs, 9:23. That'll put him in the bonus round, pretty sure anyway. But not securely. He's going to have to pull out all the stops. And he does. Paul Cobbs over the top at a 9:701. Not particularly an improvement. In fact, a little slower than the first run. He'll count on that one to get him in. Here's Sean Farnsworth, 9:59 the first time around. Sitting right on the edge of the time needed to get to that bonus third run. Farnsworth losing some time at the lower part of the track right here. Eases it over the top at a 10:59. He had already tipped through the lights by the time he backed out of the gas. Matt Luna clearing it out. 10:37 the first time around. Oh, he was going a little sideways on that second face, and you can see that he's not going all that quickly through the finish at 10:33. Just a little bit faster than his first run, but I don't think it's going to be fast enough to make the bonus round, and we still have more from the Extreme class when we come back. Well, the crowd here in Jefferson, PA, split roughly half and half, beards and no beards, and then you have the occasional mohawk with beard thrown in for good measure as Todd Libhart resumes the action in the Extreme class out of Maytown, PA on a Triumph. Todd with a 10:35 first time around, trying to get into that bonus round that's coming right up. And this is a good-looking run for Phil's brother at a 9:24 indeed. Looks like he's going to be quick enough to make it into that bonus round. Chris Wall out of Ontario, New York. Honda Power took him to an 11:49. Knows he's got to go quicker than that. not looking like it's going to happen. You can see he's digging hard, but left and right, weaving and bobbing. And an 11.69 is a couple of tenths slower than he went the first time around. Greg Coyne kicked out at 280 feet the first time, so a complete run would be a measure of success for him. And Coyne looks like he's determined to make that happen at least. He's got the most difficult part done, and does he have enough momentum? Yes, to trip the photo cell at a 12.78. He'll have to be happy that he made a complete run, but that's not going to be good enough to go to the bonus round. Kevin Cox, 9.77, is just outside, I think, what it's going to take. He needs an improvement to see if he can edge in there with the other guys in the top 10. 9.94 is not going to get it done. Kevin Cox will be spectating for the bonus round in the extreme class at least. Mike Livingston tipped over at 35 feet. That wasn't the shortest run of the day, but it was one of them, that's for sure. So Livingston. Whoa! 200 feet and he augers in. Crowd enjoys that sort of thing, but a mixture of groans and cheers. The cheers after he gets up, and okay, they saw him launch over the top. That wasn't a 12 o'clock, that was more like a 12:45. Scott Campbell, 9:31, looking good for the bonus round. Riding the front wheel up in the air, sets it back down again, but the momentum lost is going to mean that he's going to have to use that first run, 9:30, to go to that bonus round. Here's Adam Doublestein, 12:07 isn't going to do it. He needs, I'm going to say, about a 9.5 or 6, just quickly scanning the results. Somewhere in the 9.5 second range is what it's going to take to go to the bonus round. And he throws it over the top at a 9.93, and I don't think that's going to do it. Let's take a look at the way they'll run. From slowest to fastest, Phil Libhart with quick time from run number 2 all the way down to Sean Farnsworth at a 9.59. So that's the way they'll go. Farnsworth will lead them away. Sean Farnsworth, quick time 9.59. This one looks a little better, 8.62. Wow, big improvement for Farnsworth, nearly a full second. Chris Van Heining had a 9.43 to get him in the bonus round. Went off track at 200 feet the second run. He's got a good run going here, up over the top, keeps the back wheel on the ground, nails the gas, holds it wide open. 8.43. That is within 0.05 of a second of the quickest run of the day in the extreme class. And here's Scott Campbell. Well, they've upped the ante here in the bonus run. 9.31 to get here. Let's see what he's got. Campbell up, a little too much air, a little too much hang time, but an 8.81, that's an improvement. A good half second quicker than he went to get to the bonus round. And here's Todd Libhart, along with brother Phil, both of them in the bonus round. Libhart got in with a 9.24. Let's see if the third time is the charm for brother Todd. Pretty quick, looking good, through the lights and up over the top, 9.16. 9.166 to be exact. And Paul Copps gets set to go. 9.23 on his first run, 9.7 on the second one. And Copps with Harley-Davidson power, he's weaving and bobbing his way left and right. Here he goes off to the right a little bit, lines up that last little face, up through the gulch at a 9.967. Not a great time for Copps. In fact, his slowest of the day. Anthony DeHart, 9.13, 9.03. Good, consistent runs both times up the hill to get to the bonus round. Heading for the left side, back to the right, up through the gully to the checkered flag, and Anthony goes under 9 seconds with an 8.99. Still a ways off the quick time. Let's see. The Tiger Man, runner-up in the Extreme Championship last year while winning the Unlimited class in 2008. Strength went 8.9 to get him in the bonus round. This one not quite that quick. A little too far to the right, dragging himself along the side of the hill to a 9.511. Colby McCutcheon. Under 9 seconds both times up the hill, and that, I believe, he's the only, yes, he is the only one to do it because he was the only one to go under 9 on the first run. So 2 sub-9 second runs for Colby McCutcheon. Let's see if one of them, this one, he goes for a trick at the top. There are no style points, however, and the clock says 10:4.96. So his 8.6 from run number 2 is the one that counts for the championship. And here goes Nathan Redmond. He had a 9:54, an 8:59, and an 8:96 on the third run. So his second one was the good one. And here is Phil Libhart, last man in the bonus run. He's already got an 8:38, which is the quick time of the day in the extreme class, good enough to win. Let's see if he eases up the hill or whether he goes for it. He's going for it. I can tell you that right now. Up he goes, 8:27, another 1/10 of a second for Phil Libhart. He's going to win the extreme class and defend that championship in style here at Jefferson. Van Heining with a podium. Nathan Redmond finishes third, and the rest of the top 10 is right there. Here's Phil Libhart with the trophy from the extreme class, joining the others on the podium. Let's hear from our runner-up first.
First one was okay. Second one, we flew too far over that jump and wiped out. And the third jump, or the third ride, is what got us that was an excellent ride.
Van Heining's first podium doesn't have him in the championship, and Phil Libhart's got some work to do. Nathan Redmond with a big lead going to the final round, but Libhart wins here today.
First one, I was a second guy to go. Didn't really have a path broke yet. Did a lot of spinning, didn't really go anywhere. I came back and went a second faster on my next ride, so that put me back in the lead. And then we didn't do any bike changes or anything. We just tried to clean up my ride, and I came back for the third round in the All-Star then, and ended up beating my own time. So I can't ask for much more than that.
Oh, but we can, and the unlimited class is coming up. Let's see who goes to the bonus round now. Second run of unlimited. That's what the hill looks like from the spectators' point of view. You can see that last pyramid at the top before they ride back down to the catch area. Michael Farnsworth starts the top of the order. And Farnsworth with a 10:77 on the first run needs an improvement, but a 10:13, I don't know if that's going to do it to get to the bonus round. Joey Howard, 45 feet, well, definitely needs to go not only further, but a lot faster to get to the bonus round. Let's see if he can make it. Howard, oh, big air, and that's what happens. Big air, and you just case it right into the face at 220 feet. That's as far as he's going to go. Runs back over to the bike, and here comes Nathan Redmond. Redmond, 8:87 on Dr. Bob's big bike. And this one looks a little quicker. 8:34 indeed it is. That'll put him solidly into that bonus round with a chance at a win as Shane Green gets set to go. Honda Power number 45. Shane Green with a 9:08 first time around. He's definitely quicker this time. Look at all the drive he's got going. He is hanging on. An 8:23. That is the quickest run of the day in either class. Anthony DeHart with an 8.4 the first time around. So he knows he's going to the bonus round with that time alone. Let's see if he's got some more. Anthony DeHart. Another good, consistent run for him. I would say that since Dad's come back, his head is definitely back in it. He's been one of the most consistent riders in either class here today, and he's done it in both. Paul Copps already has an 881 that'll put him to the bonus round, but he's looking for more. Big air again, and same result. You launch over that big face, that second big lip, and it is going to go badly, at least based on recent evidence. Tiger Strength, 885 on the first run. And like everybody else, looking for more. Now, he kept the front end up in the air, landed that thing, timed it perfectly, got on the gas, and improved his first run time with an 871. Yeah, that's right. Everybody's happy about that, including Tiger himself. Phil Libhart, disappointing first run for him after he's already handled the hardware in the extreme class. Let's see if he can back it up with a run on his bigger bike. That's not going well either. A 10:03. This time he keels over after a 10:51. And Phil Libhart's going to be watching the bonus round, I do believe. Jerry Bennett likewise needs a big improvement. 18 feet the first time around, the shortest run of the day. This one's not going very well either for Bennett. He gets over the lip, but loses all kinds of speed. Now it's just horsepower and grip. And the clock was running for a long time while he was looking for some of both. 10:97. He'll be watching along with Libhart in the third and final bonus round. Chris Van Heining. Podium on the extreme bike. 9.5 second run the first time on his big bike. Oh, that thing hooked up coming off that second lip and drove him to an 8.994 for Van Heining. And it looks as though he will be in the bonus round, but maybe just barely. I'm going to say that 9 seconds is just about the break over mark as we take a look at Adam Doublestein, Michigan rider with Harley-Davidson power under the handlebars there. Up over the top, unspectacular run. He steps off with a 9:24, and if I'm right about 9 seconds being the mark to beat to go to the bonus round, he's just outside it. Colby McCutcheon at an 8:41 the first time around. And that was the quickest run the first time out. Big landing for him there, but like Tiger, he did it right and managed to push that thing over the top with another very quick 8:71 this time. So 2 good solid runs for McCutcheon have him in position to take away some hardware here today too. Watching Scott Campbell on his Suzuki. And Campbell with an 867 now backs it up with an 859. And Alex Benner had a quick 858 the first time around. Third quick, in fact, on the first run. Benner not looking so fast this time as he pops over the top. His first run time will get him to the bonus round, but a 9.8 won't do it. We'll be coming back for the rest of run number 2 after this here at Jefferson. Hillclimb is brought to you by Suzuki, maker of performance-driven motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles. And by Lucas Oil Products, made in the USA and sold to the world. Oh yeah, record the event for posterity. Look at it again when you get home. That's what a lot of people do. Sometimes it is the family of the rider, and sometimes it's just a fan. Matt Luna, a 10:49 the first time around, bouncing off the rev limiter on the Kawasaki. Looking for a sub 9 second run. 9.5 isn't going to cut it. Matt Luna will be watching, but he is not alone by any means. Phil Libhart, the points leader, tragically out of that bonus round, although and his times aren't going to suit him getting any points here this weekend either. But we are now watching Sean Farnsworth, and now we're watching him pick his bike up. Paul Reiser's number 47, Farnsworth. Well, that was a pretty interesting sideways. Landed it flat on the side of the motorcycle. David Price will be our final runner here on the Harley-Davidson powered machine. 9:89 the first time around. Again, looking for something under 9 seconds or right at it. Oh, sideways over the second kicker. He's really trying to gather it up, but he had to go for another gear. That is not going to do it, so David Price will be watching along with some quite substantial names as Van Heining will lead them away. Only 9 riders apparently able to take the bonus run. As Shane Green posted the fastest time, he'll go last. And here is Van Heining. He's ready to go. Already collected a trophy in the extreme class. Chris Van Heining with an 8.994 to get to the bonus round. Remember, all of the runs count towards the overall results, but there's cash on the line for this bonus round, and a 9:47 is the time to beat right now for the money. Paul Copps, 8.81, kicked out at a little over 200 feet second time around. So he's going for the bucks here in the bonus round while standing on an 8.81 for the points. Up and over he goes, 8.33. Good quick run for Copps, and that's the new time to beat. The Tiger Man, 8.85, 8.71. Those are his runs. Here he goes, pulling out all the stops. He's already got a quick run for the points. Let's see how he can do for the cash. Oh, can't gather it up. Well, he holds on, but stops short of the top at 222 feet. Tiger Strank will ride it back down to the exit road. Here goes Scott Campbell, clearing out the motor. 8.67, 8.59. Either of those will do well to get him to the top 10 overall, but if he's got more, let's see it. Scott Campbell, 8.45 is quickest of the day. Third time was the charm. Yeah, use the leaf blower to cool off Alex Benner. Benner, third place finisher here back in June at Jefferson. And Alex Benner with an 8.58 on the first run to get to the bonus round. He's flying over the top, big under 8 seconds. Wow, the only sub 8 second run of the day so far. And that looks good for the cash, unless Anthony DeHart and a handful of others can beat it. DeHart, 8.42, 8.65, 2 consistent runs in both classes. And the Wild Child rolls an 8.59 over the top. And with hardly a look back, heads for the escape road and heads back to the bottom. Colby McCutcheon, 8.41 on the first run was the quick one. It's since been beaten, but Colby McCutcheon is on a roll here today. Drops over the top with an 8.065, just missing that 7.9 by Benner, but that's the second quick time. And here comes Nathan Redmond. Redmond went an 8.34 on the second run. Quick enough to put him in the top 5 overall for the day. Trying to get a handle on that handful of Dr. Bob's big R1 Yamaha 1023, not that quick. But again, he'd already gone pretty fast, and all 3 times count. Shane Green, quick man up until now. Well, the last man to go in the bonus round, but his time has already been beat. Shane Green goes over the top at a 9.31. That's not going to do it, and Alex Benner's scintillating 7.914 takes the cash, followed by McCutcheon and Shane Green. But the results overall have those 3 guys heading for the podium. Colby McCutcheon's first.
The first ride, I was leading after it, and the hill was still a little bit muddy. Turned 8.4, I think, and then the times just kept getting faster. I turned 8.4 and some odd hundredths, just a little bit faster the second ride, and I got knocked back to third during the second round, and then came back with the 8.0. Second, solid rides. It was exciting.
Big turnaround in the points with Libhart not scoring well here. Alex Benner takes over the lead, 4 points going to the final round. Farnsworth is still in it as well, but how about Alex Benner?
Well, first ride I was just trying to get a feel for the hill. I was a little bit muddy, so I tried to take it easy on it. And second one, I tried to do something a little different and try to jump everything. It didn't work out so good. Third one, it all came together good.
Well, it certainly did, and for Alex Benner, he takes the cash, the only sub-8 second run for the day. A very entertaining afternoon, as usual, here by the White Rose Motorcycle Club. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I'm Brian Drever. So long, everybody. We'll see you then.